Hey everyone, welcome back. Anthony with Vegas Gunners here. Today I want to talk a little bit about the High Point Model C9. I know that High Point is a cheap firearm, and it is what it is. You get what you pay for, and I believe that holds true 90% of the time. So, to touch on some of the bases that other people have discussed, obviously, it doesn't really have a slide lock beyond the safety switch, so that's one concern people have. I don't really have an issue with it. Another issue people have is the trigger pull. So before I pull it, it's empty. And the trigger pull, in my opinion, it's not super smooth, but it's fairly short, and it's not bad. I've seen similar trigger pieces on different types of rifles, and some large caliber sniper rifles even carry the same type of trigger. So it's not a deal breaker for me. This is the factory 8-round magazine. Obviously that one's loaded up. This one has a fairly low profile. They consider this to be their compact weapon. So just as a reference point to compare it, it's fairly compact. It's not very bulky over my G2C here. It's a little bit longer and a little bit taller, but overall it's fairly compact for a High Point. Another thing that I wanted to discuss was the extended magazines. So the extended mags do add quite a bit to the profile here. Takes away a lot of the compactness of the firearm. Another issue that I've had with the extended magazines is that some of them don't lock back. With an empty magazine in the firearm, it should lock the slide back. It does so with the 8-round mag, and it does so with certain 10-round mags. So that's an issue that I've had. The only other issue that I really see with it that would make me not want to carry this as a defensive weapon is the feed issue. There is a significant feed issue when it comes to loading that initial round in the chamber. So when you slide back and you release, about half the time it will stop right there, and that is due to the feed ramp inside. Often it's very dirty, as it is right now. I haven't cleaned it since my last use. But the feed ramp just isn't where it needs to be quite so. I mean, let's see if I can get an example of a jam up here. Well, see, and a lot of the issue that I have with the feeding also comes from the 10-round extended magazine. So if you don't use the extended magazines, overall the firearm performs pretty well. I've got about 1,500 rounds through this High Point. The majority of the issues that I've had with it are never failure to eject. It's always a failure to feed, and it's almost always due to this feed ramp inside, either being too dirty from extended use or just generally the placement being off just a little bit. And since this is a fixed barrel gun, you can't really do too much about it other than give it a polish and clean it up really nice after each use. But as far as using this for practice or for entertaining multiple guests out on a shooting expedition, it serves its purpose. It's definitely a firearm. It goes bang, and everybody that I bring out with it has a lot of fun shooting it. And if they have these issues, I give them the simple rack and tap. So if it's already partially slid forward, I just tap, and then I'm in. And if it's really bad and you've haystacked, or if you've stovepiped, or if you have a round that's half in, half out, then you want to rack and then retap. Almost always the feed issues come from the magazine. One more demo. Loads right up. If you look inside here, you can see the chamber is loaded, and it didn't snag at all. But overall, for a value gun, if you can find this around 200 or 179, finding it online, you know, these, for the price, they do their job. And if you can't afford anything else and you really need to use a weapon like this for defense, then it will do its job, assuming that you just practice with it and you know how to use it. Know the quirks, know the tapping. That always works for me. When I have a round that won't feed, I tap and it's in. And that's just about as far as it goes. So, overall, the High Point C9, not my first choice for defense, but an amazing product for the price. If you do like the video, if you have any comments, post them down below. Please give us a like and a subscribe. And we will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.